everybody to our Ayurveda talk. I am Marie and I'm an Ayurvedic health practitioner. We're going to talk tonight about body wastes and why they are important and what happens when when you have a dysfunction that happens with body waste. So what are the body wastes? Well, first you have feces, you have urine, and then sweat. So let's break those down and talk a little bit about them. Uh, there's something that we do in the West that actually causes huge imbalance. And I really want to give a big warning to you guys when we get to it. You're going to know what I'm talking about. So body waste in Ayurveda are another important factor as far as your overall health. And it's all a part of the elimination process. So remember, whatever you bring in, it's just like with your breath. You're bringing in breath. That breath is literally fueling and feeding your tissues. And then we exhale, and we exhale not just carbon monoxide, but toxins released out of the breath. There's all these different breath techniques that we can do to release excess heat or release blockages like stagnation in the body. So there are breath techniques that help us. So it's a way of releasing, eliminating. But if we have the physical eliminating wastes and we break those down, they are a big part of health of the body. And like I said, there are three what's considered wastes, and that's feces. Obviously, that's your stool, urine, and your sweat. Now, there are other forms of waste. They're not, I don't want to call them waste. They're called miscellaneous, and that would include your tears and also the tongue is included in that. So if your tongue splits, you get cracks. Also, oily secretion on the skin. A lot of times that oily secretion is a way of protecting the skin, so it creates a barrier. There's that. Then you also have mucous membranes. That's also part of miscellaneous. And then there's the smegma, and that's part of the genitalia excretions, right? So those are considered miscellaneous, right? They are really important. All of the major body wastes are really important because they are part of keeping our organs healthy. So that's a big deal. Like in Chinese medicine, they will tell you if your organs are not healthy, same in Ayurveda, then that is a big indicator that you're going to start having some issues. So keeping our organs healthy is a big deal. It maintains the health and functioning of your organs. You will have vitality. Okay, so feces. Let's break down feces. There's stool. What does it do? It provides support and tone, as well as maintaining the temperature of the colon. If it's not properly functioning, it will lead to a vata disorder. That means air and ether in the body go out of balance. Vata governs the large intestines and colon. Okay. Illness is likely due to, here are some of the things that cause it, not just physical stuff: worry, fear, ungroundedness, grief, nervousness, headaches, gas, distension, and constipation. That's what improper functioning with feces can lead to. It causes a vata disorder, and these are all vata symptoms. Okay, things that cause it. Functioning of the feces, if it gets damaged or you have excessive use of purgation, so you are purging too much. I've met people that are doing those coffee enemas. I don't know what it is with us here in the West. We think that something's good, more must be better, but then you cause an imbalance. So fine, do an enema once in a while, but be really, really careful. Okay, here's the thing that we do in the West that is very popular. It is so unhealthy for your colon. It causes huge imbalance of vata, and it will lead to one of these problems: fear, worry, ungroundedness, nervousness, headaches, gas, dissension, and constipation. That's colonics, right? Colonics. I've met people that they go on a retreat and they're providing colonics at these retreats. It is not healthy for you. We do not recommend it in Ayurveda. It causes bigger problems. It will dry out the colon and the large intestines. It's not worth it. Okay, so excessive use of colonics, excessive worry, excessive fear, all of these can lead to improper functioning. And the byproduct of this dysfunction is you will start to have damage, right? You'll start having damage. You will not be able to go to the bathroom. You'll have constipation, possibly, and you start drying out. Okay. Other things that could damage the area and cause problems with feces. This is why you want to eliminate and be regular every day. Is excessive travel, eating the wrong foods like junk food, or foods that are too light like popcorn and salads, or oversleeping, too much coffee, drugs, antibiotics, insufficient exercise, or excessive diarrhea. All of that can lead to a dysfunction in the colon, right? And this is all part of that waste product of feces. Okay. Now, in Ayurveda, it is clearly stated that if a person is suffering from things like tuberculosis, they should never be given any kind of herbs or anything that causes purging, right? Eliminating out of the colon. Okay, so you want to be careful. Remember, temperature is regulated in the body through the colon. So if you're having temperature issues and you're doing all these enemas and colonics and things like that, you need to stop. You need to stop. Okay, urine. Urine is also one of the wastes, and it expels water and other solid waste from the body. If you have poor urine elimination, it will result eventually in bladder pain and then an infection, a bladder infection. It's dehydration. It can cause dehydration, difficulty urinating. So eventually you'll end up having difficulty going in the first place. It will lead to a fever, thirst, dry mouth, and like I said, dehydration. So what can cause problems with urination? Well, diuretic type of drugs. So they're going to dry you out. Alcohol, excessive sex, trauma, fright, or too few liquids. Okay, so not enough liquids. It's a really common thing where we live, you guys, because we're in a high altitude, dry climate. It's people get dehydrated here easily. It happens very easily. And remember, when you sleep at night, you dehydrate at night. We tend to wake up and dehydrate. And if you wake up and you have coffee first thing, you're really further dehydrating your body. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, you drink warm water with lemon, right? It alkalines the body and it flushes out any toxins and wastes, and it also helps to hydrate. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, drink water. I actually met with a friend this morning, and he has a watch, one of these smart watches. And he said, my watch woke me up this morning and said, you need to drink more water. And I didn't know that was a feature, but I'm pretty thrilled about it. So some of these smart watches will let you know you are dehydrated, you need more fluids. So if you have a smartwatch, maybe you can turn on that preference and have it let you know if you are dehydrating. First thing in the morning, drink water. Okay. The last of our waste is sweat. Sweat controls our body temperature also, and it is a way of expelling excess water and toxins. It cools down the body. It helps us cool down, moistens the skin and the hair. It carries excess fat from the body. It purifies the blood. Very important, all of those things. Excessive sweating can cause skin imbalances, so skin diseases. These are all pitta issues, you guys. That means too much heat. That's pitta dosha. And it can cause eczema, boils, fungus, burning skin, dehydration, fatigue, or convulsions. Convulsions oftentimes are a vata cause, though. So if you are having all these issues with too much heat, it can lead to a vata problem. Okay, if you are not sweating very much, so you're very limited, you don't sweat very often, you're deficient in your sweating, that will cause dryness and you'll end up having stiff hair. You'll see this with people as they get older, right? They get older and all of a sudden their hair changes, everything changes. They're dehydrated. They're not getting enough fluids. So it's stiff hair, skin fissures, dry skin, dandruff, wrinkles, excessive wrinkles, and you will be more susceptible to colds and flus. And also, there will be an issue with peripheral circulation. So, cold hands and cold feet will start happening. That's a problem. That means you're not regulating your body temperature. There's an issue with sweating. Too much dry food can cause this. Lack of salt, right? Remember, salt is a way of hydrating. Electrolytes have salt in them. Excess or too much or too little exercise. So you have to have just the right amount of exercise. Excessive use of diet type of herbs. So herbs that you're wanting to use for dieting, that's a problem. Excessive sweating and will damage the sweat function. So if you're doing too little, too much, it's going to cause a dysfunction, right? We need to sweat. Sweating is very purifying, but you don't want to sweat too much. And I've met people where they sweat excessively. That can lead to skin problems. Just know that. Okay, so that is our talk for tonight. Very interesting talk because we don't talk about our waste products very often and why they contribute and what they're doing to contribute to our overall health. So know that if you have an imbalance with any of those, it will affect your overall health. It'll start affecting your organs. And we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can in keeping ourselves healthy, keeping our organs healthy. Pay attention to where you live because that matters. And if you are in a dry climate, you're going to have to consume more fluids. It's just the reality of it. Okay, so reach out to me if you have any questions and let's get you on track. Make sure Ayurveda can support you. Remember, Ayurveda has been around thousands of years. It's tried and true. So I'm here to support you with that. Reach out to me for a consultation or treatment, whatever you need. We'll figure it out.